She is a
She even just brings dry ice with her.
She doesn't look like that anymore, though.
Oh, I don't know, but she can still sing like that, though, for sure.
Well, we all age, don't we, my darling?
Absolutely.
We're lucky enough to.
Elkie Brooks has taken time out of a long farewell tour, isn't it, to join us now. So good to have you.
Hello.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Elkie.
being here with such nice people.
You were
very
just...
nice.
The whole place kind of stops when you sing, like in your sound. It was just a sound check.
Yeah.
And everyone just was like, I mean, the voice is just incredible. Have you always had that break in you, like in that voice, like that great blues tone?
Yeah, even when I was a little girl, you know, all the family used to come round and used to say, oh, you've got to hear her. She's got such a husky voice.
Yeah. So nice.
But what do you think when you look back at all those kind of like eras and those different outfits? I love your outfits. Like some of the outfits are just the coolest.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind?
What goes through my mind? Well, my hair's still reasonable, but it's a shame about the face, you know. I've got a line for every year of my life on my face, but there's not much you can do about it. I mean, if you put loads of makeup on, it
goes in all the creases.
really does. So I go, oh, never mind. I just try and sort of like use lots of nice creams and stuff and keep myself together, you know, and eat well and exercise. So that's what I do.
This is one of the things, because you do martial arts, is that right?
Yes.
What's it called? Aikido?
Yes, I've done Aikido for many, many years, and I took my black belt first dan when I was 50, which is nearly 30 years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you have like a sword and a block and...
Well, yes, you have a wooden sword, a blocken, that you practice with, and a joe, which is a bit like a broomstick.
Yeah.
But it is marvellous. It's been really good because I broke my wrist many years ago.
Right.
And it's been really good for exercising the old wrist and getting it all back again, you know?
Yeah.
So that's active body. Active mind?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And active mind was through... I know you love Wordle, don't you? But...
Oh, don't go there. Yeah, I'm a Wordle addict. And Quordle.
Yeah.
So's my youngest son, Joey, yeah.
And lingo too?
I quite like that, but I think that if I was to go on that programme, I think I'd go, ooh, no, I don't know that. I'm all right on 5 letters, but 6-letter words I'm not too clever on.
Not as good. What about the tour? Because my mum and dad actually went to see you a couple of years ago. And when I was talking to my mum about who was on the show today, she said, she's amazing. She said, the voice is just incredible. Will there ever come a point where you won't go on tour anymore?
Well, I mean, at the moment, I practice practically every day. I sit at the piano and I've got a lovely little baby grand piano that my family bought me for my 70th, and I sit and play that when we're not on the road. But if there does come a time, Kat, there does come a time, I will say no. I'll hang up the microphone. But at the moment, you know, everything's working okay. I practice a lot, like I said. It's like anything. If you don't use it, you lose it.
It's a muscle,
you know,
isn't it?
Just keep that longevity.
And that's why, you know, I have to train more or less every day and exercise.
Also keeping in the habit of playing live, working the audience and so forth.
Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really do, Dermot, honestly.
Take us way back to, like, when you were 13. You started when you were 13, but you played with some amazing, like, names, like, you know, Small Faces, the Beatles. But you almost jacked it in, did you? And it was Humphrey Lyttelton, was it?
Well, yes, I did. I was doing a lot of cabaret clubs up north, and I was singing a lot of songs I didn't want to, and the musicians couldn't play my music very well, so I thought, what the heck am I doing? I'm going to do something else. But then I met Humphrey Lyttelton. I had a flat at the time in Chelsea, and Humphrey was playing at a pub with the band just up the road, and I went and just had a little jam session with him. And he said, yeah, come on, you've got to come on the road with us. And I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, well, I was thinking of actually jacking it all in. You know, I was so fed up with the business. And if it hadn't have been really for Humph, I think I probably would.
He was incredible,
I wasn't enjoying myself musically.
I met him very briefly. We sort of crossed over a little bit at Radio 2, and he was the loveliest, kindest, most talented man.
Oh, yes. he taught me so much, you know, because when things go wrong, and they could do this morning, you know, with quite honestly, songs that I've been singing for like 40-odd years, they're usually the ones I forget the words of.
Yeah.
But Humph always told me, just let the audience know what's going on and you'll be fine,
Yeah.
don't worry.
People quite like it when things go wrong.
Be honest, totally.
Talking of things when things went wrong, didn't you once, you were supporting the Beatles and they got a skipping rope or something. What happened?
Yeah. Oh, I just fell over it, you know. I mean, now I could probably do a nice breakfall and, you know, look quite good. But then, of course, I didn't know anything about martial arts.
Oh, that's the type of thing I do. I'm clumsy
In
like
front
that.
of...
Yeah, in front of the Beatles. I would.
Yes.
Elkie, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're going to go treat us to a very special performance now.
I am.
Lovely.
Okay, so we're going to
You get
head you
yourself
off
ready.
that way.
Yes,
if
I'm
you
getting all
follow
comfortable now.
Vix, if you follow Vix over
I
to
will
there,
do, yes,
LP.
yes. I better take my water.
Do
Oh,
it.
yeah, do it.
Call for anything else you need as well.
All right, babe.
Nice to see you.
Look at her, she's tumbling over there.
She's just so
Unbelievable.
cool.
Quick reminder, continue her remarkable 64 years of performing live. You can see Elkie Brooks on a long farewell tour up until November next year. Tickets available on.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
They're both starting two of the biggest shows on Netflix. Lily Collins and, of course, Emily in Paris, while Alvaro Morte played the professor in the crime drama The Money Heist, the Casa de Papel.
Casa de Papel, yeah.
Oh,
very good.
Love the way you say that. But now...
I prefer the way he says it.
It's really good. But now you can see Lily and Alvaro on stage together making their West End debut in Barcelona, and they're here now to talk to us about it. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
So you've started already. Give us a bit of a rundown. Don't give all the games away, though, because there's lots of, like, little story twists, isn't there?
Yeah. A young woman goes to Barcelona on a bachelorette weekend and meets a Spanish man at a bar, and they go home together.
Yeah, it's kind of the while that they spend together in his apartment, and how do they get to discover things from each other and also about their own selves.
Yeah.
Backstory, yeah.
It takes you on a wild ride, things you're not expecting, and even things that we're still not expecting that we're finding every night on stage.
Yeah. Because I guess it depends how the audience reacts as well. As you drop the storyline bombs, I guess it kind of depends how they react too.
Oh,
I would say that the audience is also part of the play in terms of it gives you the rhythm, it gives you the pace. You know, it's like a third party when we're playing.
Completely.
And it's very nice to feel very connected. And actually in the Duke of York's, which is the place, the theatre where we're doing this, you know, there's a quote in one of the toilets, actually, which is saying that...
They have great quotes in the toilet.
Yeah, that epic and intimate are equally at home in the Duke of York, which is very nice, because I completely feel that, you know, that intimate thing with the audience. We are very connected. It's very nice, that feeling.
Alvaro, you have a relationship with that theatre, don't you? You love that theatre. What is it you saw Ian McKellen?
Yeah, well, I've told this story before, but... yeah, I was with my wife watching, you know, Ian McKellen's King Lear.
Yeah.
And being in that theatre, I said to my wife, would you imagine sometimes, you know, maybe eventually in the future do some theatre here in London, like some kind of, you know, dream. And actually it's the theatre where we are doing this now, which is some kind of magic, actually.
Wow,
We've had Ian McKellen on the show here, and he just doesn't disappoint. He's so brilliant. And when he came on, he was actually really passionate about talking about making theatre accessible to everybody, and having tickets that were at cheaper prices, same as Brian Cox came as well, and he was talking about it too. And you're doing the same.
We are. Every Monday there's a lottery and you can sign up, and it's £25 for a ticket, and they're incredible seats that open up. And it really is what theatre should be. It should be accessible to all, and we've had an amazing audience every night and every matinee, and it's filled with people from all ages and from everywhere. And I just think that art should be universally able to be enjoyed and viewed. And it only helps us as well. Like we said, the audience is the key to how each performance goes.
You've got your own theatre company in Spain.
Yeah. 300 pistolas, like 300 pistols. Yeah, we created like years ago, and we stopped it because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And now we are thinking about a new production to develop it as soon as I get back to Spain after this.
So what's it like getting back into theatre for the pair of you? Because this is your West End debut, right?
This is, yeah, I mean, I did theater as a child,
Yeah.
so I am coming back to theater strong. But it's my first real experience, and I started out very nervous and scared, but like, you know, I was told that's a good thing.
It's the ultimate.
It's the ultimate, because you're joining this institution that I like grew up just admiring and wanting to be a part of, and now we just go to the office, and the office is like the stage, you know, and it's just the craziest thing to be a part of. And when you're out there, you're going, wow, there's 640 people here. Like, thank you so much for coming. And it's just amazing. I think I've definitely forever changed from it, and like working together and just living and breathing in the moment. And if something goes differently than expected, like, how do we pick up each other?
No greater
and
buzz.
yeah, it's amazing.
And I have to say that Lily is saying like this normal, you know, like this is the first time that I'm doing something that you would never tell is Lily Collins' first time, because she's amazing what she does on the stage. Really, just wanted to point that out.
But what, so Dermot just did White Rabbit,
You did White Rabbit.
Like, can you imagine how terrifying that is?
I'm
He just
dying
did
to
that.
like, oh my God, that's good
So
for you.
basically, it's a script. You walk out on stage and you've
You
never
don't know
seen
what
it
it is.
before, and you open it, and there's no director, no rehearsals. But
Wow.
thank you for mentioning that.
That is
Any
great.
tips,
Are you
please,
kidding?
guys?
That's
Any
so
tips?
brave. Oh my God.
Don't you think that's brave?
Yeah.
Absolutely, come on.
What are your tips for warming up? Because is it kind of...
We always dance, actually.
Yeah.
That was something from day one that our director, Lynette, she was like, guys, we just have to like shake off anything prior to coming in here, dance. So we always have like dance.
It's a way to connect, to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Everyone on the crew ends up joining.
Well, we sat in our meeting earlier on, and
Yeah.
they said Lily's a big Spice Girls fan, and I had to go. Full disclosure, I'm aware of this because when the Spice Girls came back and did Wembley,
Yeah.
I was sat behind her. So me and with her friend Josh, and me and my wife were sat there, and we know your friend Josh. No, we hadn't met before, and we ended up watching you two watching the Spice
Oh
Girls.
my
It was like
God.
a Gogglebox version
It's
of
so
the Spice
funny.
Girls.
And I'm literally seeing Josh after this interview.
You were
and
just
I
like
was
every song.
Brilliant.
We knew all the words.
Every single word.
I know.
It's so
I'm
impressive.
shameless. I know.
It's brilliant. We've got to talk a little bit about Emily in Paris too. Are there any plans to come to London? Because you obviously...
I feel like I'm the one that has become the voice of pitching this, because I would love Emily to come to London. I'm like, just take the Eurostar. There's so many amazing monuments and things that she should do here.
Fish and chips.
I mean,
and the
Big Ben,
Yeah.
like, you know, Buckingham Palace. Imagine her. I think there's so many opportunities. But as of now, we are, you know, Italy,
Yes.
France.
How was Italy in comparison to
Stunning.
France?
Oh my God. I mean, I had never spent that much time in Rome before, and everyone in Italy was just so kind and welcoming, and it's just so beautiful. The streets are I mean, you touch it and you go like, this is how old, you know. I mean, it was amazing.
And for both of you, to do those shows that have started, not necessarily as like slow burners or sleepers, but to just explode with a platform like Netflix,
Yeah.
like you with Emily in Paris, you with The Money Heist. What's it like when suddenly a show kicks into that like next gear, and before you know it,
Stratospheric.
you're getting recognised in Brazil or what? You know what I
Well,
mean?
we were rehearsing for this play. I love this. We were rehearsing for this play for a few weeks at the Bush Theatre, and when we would go for lunch or coffee, I was taking pictures of people with Alvaro because he was getting clocked like upwards of 15 times per day, and I was like, oh, I'll take that photo for you.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because it's like amazing to see the audience of that show. And when you explained to me how it all came to be, it's just kind of an amazing moment for the
It was
show.
very weird, actually, because you make a show which is supposed to be in a national TV in Spain.
Yeah.
We had kind of an average success in Spain, kind of something normal, and then Netflix took it and put it in the international portfolio, and suddenly it was a bomb. It was a huge success, you know, like this. And actually nobody prepares you to handle that thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's something like suddenly, you know, the followers, they were growing like 200, 300,000 per week. It was like, what? It's like, I don't even want this. I mean, it's just something that, you know.
Easy now.
Yeah, it's very
Well,
weird.
listen.
But I have to say that we receive, when I say we, all people related to Casa de Papel, to Money Heist, we receive a huge love from all around the world, which is so nice, actually.
It's a great show.
Thank you so much
listen,
for
best of
coming on.
luck.
Barcelona,
God,
it's in the
yes.
Duke of York Theatre to the 11th of Jan. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Series encouraging viewers to learn through laughter.
This Sunday, ITV quiz show, Sorry I Didn't Know, is back to tackle more important topics on Black history while providing plenty of fun along the way.
Yeah, so ahead of its return, joined by presenter Jimmy Akinbola and team captains Chizzy Akadulu and Eddie Caddy. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Oh, you're welcome. It's so lovely to see you. Can you believe we're going into the 5th series? This is unbelievable. And I can't believe that you struggled, Jimmy, to get this show even off the ground.
Yeah, 2016, Fraser Ayres and Minnie Ayres created the show, and it was all like, you know, it was our first thing that we created from our production company, but the through line was about inclusivity and about it's not just about Black history, it's about all our history. And we were told it was niche, and the pilot was the most watched, and it didn't happen. And then, you know, the pandemic...
And you went to loads of people.
Loads
not just
of people.
one.
Yeah, they just couldn't see it. They just thought like there wasn't an audience for it. And here we are now on our 5th season. And outside of Black History Month, because it's just a normal show, just like Have I Got News for You or QI. We just wanted a show that was diverse and very funny and educational.
So funny.
Which it kind of has to be outside Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if it's in Black History Month, it's like you're just obviously shining a spotlight, but it has to exist outside that.
Definitely. Well, we always said that it's a commercial show for everybody. You know, it's not like something in the corner, and it can.
You're not doing it for charity.
Yeah, exactly. And it can sit alongside the other shows, like, you know, that have already been on. And I think that's happening now, and we're proud of it, aren't we?
Yeah. And we are Black, obviously, every day of the week. So, you know, we don't just need... Yeah, well, most of the time. So, you know, we can put this show on outside of Black History Month because it's still relevant.
Yeah.
What's so lovely is you've got this ongoing joke that you want to take over and be the main presenter, don't you, Chizzy? But you actually get the opportunity this series. How did it go? Did you like anchoring?
Apparently I was the best that they've ever had. Yeah, pretty much.
Where did you hear that from?
From everybody.
Oh, yeah. That family group chat.
Kevin Ligo actually sent me a message.
Did he?
Chizzy, we need to talk.
Because you smashed it.
Yeah.
But when you're team captain, you can chill and have some fun and stuff.
Well,
when you're hosting a show, you've always got to keep the puppies in the basket.
You say fun as a team captain, but when you've got a competitive person like Chizzy...
Oh, she's not. She's competitive.
Oh, yeah, before the
So
show...
who's the most competitive?
Absolutely, Chizzy. She comes into my change room as I'm changing.
Is that the reason
And be
Judy
"Wrong
Love
outfit,
left? Judy Love was like, I ain't dealing with this rubbish. I'm getting out of here.
If Judy went through what I went through, she comes into my change room as I'm getting changed. Wrong outfit, you're going to lose it.
That's cancelable.
Eddie, how lovely was it to get that call from Jimmy and him telling you that you're going to be a team captain?
You know what? I'd been a guest before and I loved the show. And I was actually in Congo. So I went back home and I was in like the eastern part of Congo in these villages and we was installing broadband internet. So those villages have never had internet before, right? So I was testing it out by going on Instagram Live. And then a phone call comes in from Jimmy. I said, well, why is Jimmy calling? It was a FaceTime and Jimmy's like, Ed, listen, I said, Jimmy, you've made history. You're like the first person in this village to be seen via mobile phone. And he goes, actually, you know what? We'd love to have you back on the show. So I'd love to come back as team captain. I thought, what? And literally, I cut my trip short. You know? And I was like,
those poor people are still waiting for that internet. That's going like this. You said he was coming back.
You can't even watch the show.
The main thing is, I was like, you know, Jimmy Akinbola has given back to Congo. That's the most important.
And he's like, guys, love you, but go. The flight's leaving now.
How would they say our names in the Congo? How would they say Dermot O'Leary?
Demot.
Demot. Always sticking an N in there.
Yeah. And the A will just be standing like Demot O'Leary. You be Alison Hammond.
Hammond is beautiful. Hammond. Because of that French kind of...
Exactly, the French will be Hammond. You look more like a Hammond.
I wouldn't go if I was you, because there's no internet.
That one village,
it's nice to have a break. It's nice to have a bit of a break, though, do you know what I mean? When you watch the show, what I love about it is it doesn't matter if you don't know the answers, does it, Jimmy?
No.
It's a safe place to run joke and literally learn. It's like you're laughing and learning.
Yeah, we call it edutainment. Do you know what I mean? It's like educational and entertaining. And I think you learn a lot from laughter. And we like the guests that don't know the answers, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, we have more fun that way and you're always going to get that answer from me. You know, for me, I think my role... I'm like the head teacher, trying to keep them in line. They call me the Black Stephen Fry. You know?
It's set up for Jimmy to, like, wait for about 5 working days before he gives us the answer. And at that point, you realise a lot of us might have bunked off school a little bit. In fact, that also the point of it is that in school we didn't really get that type of information when it comes to Black history.
It's so true.
I keep saying, though, it's not just Black history, as we mentioned earlier. It's actually part of British history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It's
the
broad to that.
It's broad than that. And we all deserve to just understand a little bit more about each other and our cultures, and that's what it comes down to. But the most important part is just embarrassing ourselves, because none of us know the answer.
So much fun.
You know? So that's what
Alison was
makes it so
saying
fun.
in Breakup today, she says, what's funny is the white people go on there and they're like, I don't want to get cancelled here, I've got to learn everything. So they get everything right, because they're like, there's no way I want to go on there and get anything wrong.
Black people don't even know anything, and the white person gets it right.
I mean, the show is called Sorry I Didn't Know.
Yeah.
We don't know either.
Yeah,
We know
it's
what
true.
Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. We don't know about all the other stuff.
But you know, I wrote a children's book on Black history, and
Yeah,
literally, adults buy this book. It's a children's book,
It's a brilliant
but
book.
adults love it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's so important to go outside of, like, you know, the normal people that get rolled out for Black History Month.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's about our inventors, our kings and queens, and it's not just about the past as well. There's so much history happening in the present right now.
Yeah.
And so we're really proud of that. And yeah, for us, it's all about have fun and learn some stuff. And when you've got people online, like families, like shouting at the TV, getting the answers
So
right
good.
and wrong. It reminds me of back in the day, I'm showing my age, but like, you know, Jeopardy or Catchphrase
Yeah.
or Blockbusters, where, you know, as a family, you would shout out at the TV with the answers.
And it's an important point before we leave it, though. It's just history. Right?
It is.
It's
It is
just British
just
history, and history evolves.
Exactly.
You learn different things about it.
I always say we live in the great melting pot of the world, and like we miss out on so much, and we starve each other of information that could just make us unite a little bit. And that's what it's all about.
And to anyone who says that, you know, it's not for them, it's just about Black people, no, y'all were there as well.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You're all part of our
Well, you
our
say
history.
that, but, you know, it's, what, 5 series and...
Yes. Can we
He'd
all
be
do
so competitive.
Waiting
if
on
I
a
go on
call.
the show with him, can you imagine him? He'd be like, yes, the answer is.
We have to be on the same team.
He'd be all over.
All right. We're going to get you on for
Thank you
season,
so much.
season
Google.
6.
Sorry I Didn't Know returns this Sunday, 11 p.m. on ITV. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
And so Lenny Henry joins us now to tell us more and to hopefully share some of his favourite comedy moments from across the decades. Great idea for a show.
Yeah, it's great. It's work for us, but actually, when you watch it, it becomes entertainment just by dint of having Paul Whitehouse sitting next to you, pretending to be a Geordie, speaking with a Jamaican accent. It's Bierkan, apparently.
Yeah.
And it was just fantastic. And some of these people are my friends, and people are new friends now because we have this ability to chat for a whole day. And I love the experience, talking about work, talking about the craft behind the work, and then basically watching lots of clips and wetting our pants. So it was a
So with
really
your
good
old
experience.
friends, like Paul, like, what did you find out new? Did anything surprise you about Paul?
Paul's
Because
very-
I very much doubt you probably get the opportunity to sit down and properly chat that often.
Well, often comedians wear a mask on stage, don't they? You certainly have a professional mask. Well, we all do, but you wear a professional mask of, I'm on stage now doing my thing, and then you're who you are behind the scenes, doing the big shop, forgetting where your socks are, things like that. But generally, Paul is a brilliant and sensitive and thoughtful person who really constructs and works on his craft.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant impressionist. To sit and watch him do a Geordie, play a kind of surgeon, play, you know... Watching him in Ted and Ralph is a masterclass in acting.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Such a good actor, isn't he?
He's a very good actor. And Lex is just this garrulous, extraordinary, big person who machine gunned with jokes the first time I ever saw him. I literally sat there and went, I hope when he's finished he doesn't come this way. I hope he goes off that way, because he's a bit scary. And Sally, very thoughtful, and Ramesh, just full of self-doubt, but secretly very, very clever and very smart.
Oh, so good.
I think that, on watching it, I think that's one of the most interesting things, is where you even take other shows that neither of you have been in, like, I don't know, something like Only Fools and Horses or whatever it is, and you sit and you watch it, and you kind of take it apart and you go, this is why this works, because of this silence, or because the one that you mentioned, Ted and
Ralph.
Yes, where it's like, it's almost a little bit heartbreaking.
Love story.
But that's why the best comedy does do that. The best comedy gets you by the heart, and it makes you laugh, but also it can do this too.
Yeah.
So, you know, last episodes of things are really interesting, aren't they? Last episode of Friends, last episode of Fools and Horses. They make you kind of almost want to cry, really.
Yeah.
But that's the best comedy. The best comedy is the most moving comedy, the comedy that gets you here.
Yeah.
And we all seem to agree on that.
Yeah.
No matter how stupid it is.
Our stand-up seems to be, like, traditionally, great stand-ups were great entertainers. So our generation would grow up watching Larry Grayson, Bob Monkhouse, those guys. But then when I remember watching sort of VHSs for the first time, I remember watching Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy or so. And for you, it was Richard Pryor, wasn't it?
Richard Pryor, although when I was doing the research with Chelsea, hi Chelsea, she listened back to the tape and she thought for quite a long time that I'd said Richard Bryars.
So, a wonderful comic actor.
Richard Pryor is a badass comedian, grew up in a brothel. His mother was a madame, his dad was a pimp, and, you know, Richard Pryor is an extraordinary comedian.
You saw that in Ever Decreasing
He basically
Circles,
opened the
obviously.
vein and let it all out onto the page. And I bet she was thinking, I didn't realise.
So funny. But you kind of started in stand-up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I started off as an impressionist.
Yes.
I was a mimic because every kid at school could do "Thank you very much." I had a bit of trouble. Everybody at my school could do Tommy Cooper and Michael Crawford and people like that. But I was the one who said, I want to do that in front of a bigger group of people.
Yeah.
So I was the one who got up at an assembly and went, "One through a party in the county jail," and all of that, because I wanted to do it in a bigger way.
Yes.
My mates were Greg Mack and Tom. Greg passed away a few weeks ago, but they all said, this goes beyond this. You can do more than this. And I think we all have that person who goes, you know what, you're really good at this. You should try. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's your best mate.
Yeah.
And we were always in a car going, laughing at things and making jokes and listening to tapes of Tommy Cooper and Steve Martin and Tom O'Connor. Do you remember Tom O'Connor?
Yeah.
And just going, that's funny. I'm not sure that's as funny as that. Jasper Carrotty, Knots.
Yes.
We listened to.
Yeah.
The Goon Show.
Yeah.
We listened to that on cassettes.
So where did that first... Was the first break Tiswas for you? Like, where did that first break come from?
No, I was on a talent show for the millennials, and it was called New Faces. And you didn't get a new face, but you did get to go on at the London Palladium. And this is me being frank, making a joke about being black.
Look how young
on.
you are! You were so
Look at that bow tie. You
tiny.
could land Concorde on that bow tie. And that's me doing Cliff for some reason. I don't know why. But it was basically my life. My whole life was watching lots of tapes of people, listening to them for hours and hours, because Mikey Arwood had said it on the radio. I listened to tapes of people for hours and hours and trying to be Dennis Healy, what a silly billy I am, or whatever, and just doing all these impressions all day, every day. And what was great for a long time was I was the only black kid doing that.
Yeah.
So I was a 16-year-old black kid on the television, and people just hadn't seen it. You might have seen Sammy Davis Jr. doing impressions, but you didn't see somebody from Dudley doing it. And it was a unique thing, and it basically shaped my career for years and years and years. So talking to my peers about this was fantastic, because you learn about Lexi, not coming from that. Lexi came from a very written place and then decided to be an improviser. Sally Phillips is an actor who went and studied clowning. Ramesh was a teacher. You know, Paul was a builder and a decorator. So everybody comes from somewhere, and it's just making your mates laugh in that space and going onwards from that.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful, and this show, I hope, will be entertaining, but also help people to think about the craft behind it.
Yeah, and also when you watch it, you kind of go back in time as well, and how different things were then, and what was acceptable and what's not acceptable now.
But you've got to remember, Kat Deely, that back in the day, there was only 3 channels.
That's correct.
So you were watching people, and they could do sexist jokes, homophobic jokes, they could do anything they wanted and get away with it because there was only 3 channels. But now, the kids are going, well, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
And they go anywhere because we've got the streamers, we've got cable, we've got everything, and they've got YouTube. They can watch anything they want when they want to watch it. They don't want to be told what to do anymore by somebody saying, you'll watch this comedy now.
Yeah.
But
and some comedy still breaks through, but a lot of the offensive comedy that people used to do and get away with, that's not the thing
But
anymore.
also, I think, much like language, it evolves. So in 20 years, what you're watching will be very different to what you're watching now.
Oh, they'll just be beaming things into our brain now. we'll be wearing YouTube glasses or something and go click, and we're watching Basil Fawlty.
But I mean,
hit
the
a car.
content. It's really, what's acceptable now might not be acceptable in 20 years' time. Like, everything evolves.
But it might come back. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you contextualise something and go, oh, this is a character who is a sexist, and therefore we'll be laughing at him from a position of superiority.
Yeah.
You can get away with that,
Yes.
kinda. But generally, I think you're right. I think people will laugh at different things and choose their moment to laugh at it when they want to laugh at it. And that's good, right? That's good. I'm glad times have changed.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would change?
Yeah, I mean, I started off as a 16-year-old copying people that I'd seen on the television. So I told racist jokes about myself. And when I watch it now, I go,
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't done that. But actually, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So now you just got to learn from the mistakes you made and move on into the future and try and get better role models.
Yeah. And you're doing that in loads of different ways. I mean, the theatre, you're writing.
I'm in a play next year, darling. I'm doing a one-man show. I've written a children's book. And Dermot, you write children's books, right? My new one's called Tyrone's Cool Crown, and it's about a kid who's 8 years old, who looks like me when I was 8, with a massive afro. So big, you can't get on the bus. That's how big his afro is. And it's about not being scared to go to the barbers, because the barbers is a serious place, and he might cut your ears off if he is distracted at any moment. So Tyrone's Cool Crown is about that. And hopefully little kids will read it and go, oh, I'm going to go to the barbers. It looks like fun.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
Well,
the world doesn't stop. It keeps going, and you've got to keep going with it, right?
Absolutely. And doing things you love as well.
Do things you love.
Which you can tell that this show is you.
It's very
doing
enjoyable.
Things you love. It's Legends of Comedy with Lenny Henry, and it airs on Saturday, 8:15 on Channel 4.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. Again, much tougher than our first guest.
He's been a paratrooper, an SAS sergeant major, a bodyguard to some of Hollywood royalty, and the chief instructor on Channel 4's SAS Who Dares Wins.
So, safe to say he has a story or two, and now he's sharing, not all of them, I imagine, but some of them on the road with this tour, always a little bit further. DS, Billy Billingham. Welcome back to the show. Good to have you, Billy.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thanks
for the invite.
Tell us about this, always a little bit further tour. So, how are you finding it this time around? Are you enjoying being out on the road?
Loving it, absolutely loving it, yeah. I mean, seeing new towns, new cities, getting to see our own country, which, you know, you generally don't get the time to do so, and meeting brilliant people. The demographic is unbelievable, from 11-year-old to 80-year-old couples that turn up, and I'm just, yeah, I love it. Real nice people.
Do you enjoy being on stage, though, or is that tougher than some of the things that I've just listed there?
You know, I never intended to do any of this.
Yeah.
It came about to help out with a charity gig, and I didn't know how I was going to sort of be, whether I'd be nervous or what I didn't even know what I was going to talk about at the time.
Yeah.
And then, no, I've just gravitated straight towards it, and I love it. I don't get nervous. I enjoy being up there, and I just, you know, get in the moment and just love it. It's brilliant.
And the SAS is notoriously secretive, right? There's this kind of unwritten pact, I suppose, you know, and I did that show back in the day on the BBC, and I met all the old kind of, all the old, you know, tough boys, and they'll sit around you and have a few drinks and they'll exchange some stories. But there's always a kind of a reserve, I suppose. And with the show as well, I guess you have to tread that quite carefully, don't you? What you can and can't say, or what you want to say.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful of, you know, talking about operational stuff or training stuff, because there's stuff still going on today that I was involved in years and years ago. So you have to tread very careful. But the tour itself I don't go into any of the military sort of stories as such. It's my life and what that was like and what that journey was like going into the...
What a life it is.
I mean, the journey itself, from being like 15 years old in Warsaw, stabbed, because you were rolling with the wrong people at the time.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm accountable. I was the wrong person as well. So you can't blame other people. That's the thing missing to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was getting into trouble. I got stabbed.
Yeah. And then you found the cadets. Is that right? And a teacher you loved, essentially.
Yeah, influential person, as I call it. It was just, I think that was even younger than that. I was about 11 years old. I found the cadets, and there was a light bulb moment for me. I realised I was never going to be academic. This is what I like. I love the discipline, the camaraderie. I loved what I was being taught. And I just thought, this has got to be me. Wherever my journey goes now, when I grow up, that's where I want to be. The military will,
important,
and it was my saviour.
Like you said, like whether it's a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's an influential, it's just so important to have that one person. I remember that Ian Wright, I don't know if you've seen that lovely clip with Ian Wright where he's looking out over Highbury, and then his old teacher, who he thinks is dead, turns up. It's a long time ago now. He thinks he's dead, and this guy turns up, and Ian just breaks down. He's the only man, really, that's ever believed in him. It's just such a beautiful moment. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, that's what this talk's all about. It's influential people on that journey. As a kid, you know, we all go a little bit rogue, but I went really rogue. But every now and again, somebody put me back on track. I had a boxing instructor for no other reason of putting time into me, because I stole his hat. He had no reason, but for some reason he did. Took the time of day to teach me respect and discipline.
Yeah.
Then I found the cadets, and luckily, going a little bit left and right of that sort of straight journey, I ended up in the military, which was really my saviour. And it's funny you should say that, like Ian Wright's story, because I did a tour, this very tour last year. My instructor, my very first instructor from Tupa, a Scouts guy, absolutely phenomenal guy. The day I met him when I joined the army, I looked at him and I just thought, wow, I've got so much respect for that man. He's not even opened his mouth yet. And he turned up at my talk.
No!
It just made my year. Just to see him there.
Yeah.
And he's an old man now, but you just think, you know what?
Yeah.
He gave me the tools to become who I am today. So
and
great.
how about those moments then? So you find what you love to do and you're great at it as well. And it's kind of anything. You seem to be able to turn your hand to pretty much, like whether it's going up mountains, whatever it is, you can turn your hand to it. And then you come out of that and all of a sudden you have to go back into real life. And that's quite hard as well.
It was horrendous. Leaving the military after 27 years, you don't realise how institutionalised you are. And I didn't. You know, it was a tough time for me. I was going through a divorce at the time. The whole world was upside down. Now I've got to leave what I know and all I know and find a job. And then the job they gave me was the highest profile you could imagine. So I've gone from being under the radar, no one knows who I am, to stepping out and I have to work. But I'm now, instead of guns pointing at me, I've got cameras. And it was horrendous.
What, it's so funny you say that.
I'd rather have a gun pointing at me than a camera. That's crazy.
And is it easier if you're in the SAS to get to adjust to Civvy Street because you're able to get those better gigs? And is the support there for ex-servicemen now? Has it got better, do you think?
I'd like to think it is. I don't really know, because I have a lot of people reach out to me. I don't think the support is still there that it should be at the level.
It's so hard to leave.
Yeah, it was. I mean, just registering at the dentist, I was like, I didn't, you know, you get used to, I know where the dentist is, I know how to get my food, I know where to get my equipment. And then you leave, and this whole new world. The regiment didn't really set me up for that at all, because you're working at such a level.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things get put in place for you that you don't realise. And it's all those small admin things that catch you out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I moved into a flat on my own, and I'm now working, I'm on TV, I'm trying to hide from the cameras, trying to work out what I'm doing. It was awkward.
Yeah.
And then I've got a big bang on the door, and I open the door, and there's two meatheads stood there telling me they're going to come and take my TV and my settee. I went, what are you talking about?
Did you commando that?
That's as you come over that threshold and game on.
Oh, man,
I'm going to do what I'm going to have to do.
As you mean a bailiff rocking up to your house.
But, I mean, that is... But just occasionally things go a little bit wrong from being the tough guy as well, because I do know that you were a bodyguard to Brad and Angelina, is that correct?
Yeah.
And we do have pictures of you in girly sunglasses. Why? What happened?
You do have the pictures.
No.
I'll tell you what happened. I mean, we were in New York and stayed at the Waldorf, and we just got smashed with the paparazzi. And it became a bit of a joke. And Brad used to say, hey, Mr. SAS guy, come on then, get me out of here without anybody seeing me. So we used to do all these little sort of, you know, distractions, and it was a bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
And we always did it, got away with it, and got them out. But this particular day, all the paparazzi were down at the front, so I went out, they did a deception, made it they were getting into the vehicle, and then blocked the view, got them out quickly, and we went down the back stairs. The back stairs are like this.
Yeah.
And we're giggling to each other. So the paparazzi are chasing two empty cars. They don't know that. So we come down the back, and they're in front, we're laughing, and I think, I better get in front of them just in case there is someone at the front. And we're just going to jump in a yellow cab. And I run down, and as I get past Brad, I lose control, and I end up gambolling down, smash my face off the side of the rail. I wake up, open my eyes, and I've got Brad Pitt's holding my head.
Cradling you.
Yeah, I'm looking and going...
Oh, just tell me that again, Billy. Just let me imagine that. Brad
You want to fall down some stairs now,
What did he say to you?
I just looked at him and went, I'm your bodyguard. He goes, yeah, you ain't doing a very good job, are you? And I happened to wear Angie's glasses, these big, because I had this cut, and we were still out in front of the paparazzi. So
good.
Listen,
hilarious.
if anybody could pull it off, it'd be you. Big pair of girly sunglasses.
Thanks, Billy.
No one's
Thank
going to say
you.
Great to see you.
Absolutely
Tickets for
amazing.
Billy's tour, always a little further, are available now. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Come along to it. I'm in London on the
love
18th.
to.
On the 18th.
Can I bring my boys, or is it...
Yeah, no, how old are the boys?
They're 8, the big one's
Bring
8.
them.
Is that good?
I won't swear.
They're used to that. Don't worry about that.
Well, I won't promise.
Straight.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
But now fiction has become reality for Gillian Anderson. After playing the part of a sex therapist on TV, she's now hoping to help women around the world take power in the bedroom with her new book. It's called Want. This is the book, and this is the book we all need. I needed it. You need it. Jill, thank you. Thank you, Gillian. Oh, tell us a little bit about it, because how did the idea come about? Because I remember, I don't know if you remember Secret Garden. Very similar book. I was a teenager when I read it, absolutely loved it.
Well, Nancy Friday, who wrote My Secret Garden, did a call out to women in her community to write in. This was presented to me by my literary agent, who said, what if we did a book for the ages to see whether anything has moved on in the internal minds of women from around the world, and actually spreads the ask out much further. And so we did that. We put calls out. We did articles and tweets and Instagram, and as much as we could do. Bloomsbury, who ended up publishing it, put the call out, and we ended up getting letters in, anonymous letters from women, like in Nancy Friday's book. There are anonymous letters from women of all ages, from many different nations and countries and cultures from around the world. And so it feels like a compilation of women anthropologically, of women from all corners of the earth. And so we've got really touching, moving, raw. It's not a it wasn't a literary exercise. Women are writing in, they may have never written anything before, or even talked about their internal desires and imaginings, and were brave enough to send their letter into the portal to come to me so that we could publish it.
I mean, you say brave. The thing is, with something like this is all about women's fantasies. You say brave, but when you're anonymous, I think it gives you more room to, experiment, to really tell the truth and what you're really feeling. I feel like this book is an honest depiction of what women really want.
Well, it's interesting, because you'd imagine that in this day and age, with everything that's on screen, with all the porn, with all the things like sex education and euphoria, that it's such a big part of our culture on the one hand, but it's kind of not on the other hand, just in terms of how we communicate with our partners or with our friends. And so what's interesting about the book is that even though it is anonymous, the women who wrote in speak about feeling freer in getting to write it down, that somehow they feel seen and heard in what their desires are. And also, women who are reading the book are saying that they feel, because they're reading other women's thoughts and experiences, that they feel that they are represented on the page. And it's not just about the bedroom. That's the point that's coming from this. It's women thinking about what it is that they actually want in their lives and how they are involved or complicit, and maybe not feeling courageous enough to ask for it. And that can start in the bedroom, it can start in the office, it can start with your partner or who you're dating. But, how am I contributing to me not getting what it is that I want from my life? And it's a big conversation. But I think from what I'm hearing, women are really appreciating a platform and a community to be having that conversation, because they feel heard. And
so The Secret Garden, that was the kind of inspiration, was in 1973?
Correct,
OK, so from 1973 till now, have we moved on as women? Do we ask for what we want more? Have we got it right yet, or not really?
I don't know if there's any right and wrong. I mean, what is surprising is that 2024, there is such a taboo around fantasy and around, it's amazing in these letters to hear women still talk about getting their needs met in their own time, if they even do, because they don't want the awkwardness. They don't want their partner to feel that they are judging how it is. They don't want to waste their time, you know, all those, which is, it's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm an actor. I'm not a specialist. I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
This is not my life. I find this a fascinating topic, and what I'm learning from the women who are talking to me is that there is a space for this and a need for this conversation to happen, because it's reverberating when people and women and men read this book. Men are buying this book for themselves, not just to have a deeper understanding of the internal workings of women and what they want and maybe how they can help them get what they want, but also, you know, I've had men say to me that they bought it for their daughter to counterbalance the toxic masculinity that's out there, because there's so much of it, and we need as much as we can to help balance that. So, yeah, it's a much bigger conversation than I think we ever could have dreamed for. And
well, I want to sell this book for you, because we're talking aliens, Harry Potter, we're talking Harry Styles, we're talking, what else are we talking?
Robots. Bigfoot.
Yes, very good.
You name it, it's in this book.
Other things which I won't necessarily mention, but they are on another level. But it's also, there's so much tenderness, and there's, you know, it's, you know, young girls who have yet to have sex and what they're fantasizing about. Women in their 70s who've never been kissed. You know, women who have been married for 35 years and just are exhausted by the same old, or exhausted by the kids and exhausted and don't feel like they have time, but somehow in pausing and thinking about it and thinking that maybe, actually, what if I buy this and I read it with my partner? And what if we just start the conversation, open up the conversation about, are you getting what it is that you want? Is there anything
that can change? You created this space for this to happen. I feel like you could have another 5 of these books.
Oh, easily. And yours is in there as well, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Because you were asked to put one in there, but you actually didn't enjoy writing it.
I did not.
Why didn't you enjoy it? Because you're anonymous.
It's not so much that, it's, you know, I find myself talking about this topic a lot because of sex education, and my involvement with my socials has an element of this topic. And, but the act of actually writing particular words down, all of a sudden I froze. Really? And I'm not prude. I literally can hear and see quite a lot without being affected. And I was really shocked that suddenly, by writing it down, it felt, I'm going to say dirtier than it was in my mind.
It's the connotations that come with the words.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is.
But predominantly, I think, because of how they've been, you know, pre-opted for the porn industry.
Reframed.
And reframed.
So interesting.
Yeah. Can we play a quick silly game in the meantime? If we're on a truth tip. I have never, or I have, or I have never. Okay, first one. Are you ready to go, ladies?
Make it good.
Fancied a co-star or colleague? I married him.
Oh, definitely.
Have you?
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Who have you fancied?
That's not part of the
we don't need to tell.
Who have you fancied?
Literally all the Hollywood stars I've interviewed.
Every single one?
Literally all of them.
Really?
And the women.
She's got a hit list of you fellas. Next one. Have you ever had a crush on a cartoon character?
I have. He-Man.
I have, but on David Bowie in Labyrinth, playing the Dark Lord. Weird.
Does Buster Keaton count? It's not really a cartoon character, but it might as well be, because it was black and white, and I used to have a real crush on Buster Keaton. Not that I was alive during the time, but in retrospect, just
amazing.
Okay. Never have I ever done a sexy photo shoot or taken a sexy selfie. I have. I was naked except for the Millennium Falcon. Don't ask.
I was naked except for a fish. I was naked. Sorry.
Yes.
I did a naked calendar for this morning and literally was covered in sweets.
Oh,
and
you
I
were?
sat
Were
in a
you
trolley.
really?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, and also I've been in a jacuzzi. I'm nearly naked.
Are you?
Look, there you go.
Oh,
hello.
wow.
There's something for the dads today.
Wow. Well.
or the girls, or the mums.
Anyway.
There you go.
Gillian, thank you so much.
So I'm still holding that.
You can take that home as a little souvenir. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Your book, Want, is out now.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
This year's lineup has been officially confirmed. Sian has invited us to her very own shack. It's back to give her verdict.
Yes, of course. And we're very excited because we're joined by royalty, nonetheless.
Yes.
The 2011 King of the Jungle, Dougie Pointer, is here too. Do we have to
Douglas.
curtsy
Yes, you
or
must.
bow?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
we must, OK?
Yes.
To reveal whether he thinks his bandmate Danny Jones will cope in the camp. Well, I've already asked him about it, and he goes, he's a bit of a whim. Do you think he's going to not do so good?
Danny's terrible at eating challenges.
But he loves cooking.
Yeah, but he doesn't cook penis or anus or anything like that.
I take it he hasn't seen the show.
No. He's really bad with. He always dips out of challenges that we just as a band will do on tour and stuff. Dodges drinks and peppers and.
What's he like without sleep and what's he like without food?
Oh, good
those
question.
are the two big things, I think.
Both, really bad. Without.
But he's a charming guy. He's a lovely man.
I'd never say it to his face, but he's an amazing guy and an incredibly talented artist.
Well, that was actually very
nice
nice.
thing to say.
How's he going to get on without his guitar, or do you think he might take it in?
He tried taking it in. I think he tried smuggling it in.
How did he smuggle
Funny
it?
Well, I don't think he has.
enough,
I
he
think
got
they
caught.
caught him. Jungle Customs got him.
Oh, I see,
Yeah.
I see. So what does it bring back memories of your time in the jungle? Like, round about this year, when you start hearing the music and it starts to get a bit chillier, do you think, oh, yeah, I remember my time there?
Yeah, I started getting
Shaking.
a little shaky. I had an amazing time.
Did you?
And Danny asked me for some advice and oh yeah, there's my head in something. Oh yeah, I did put eyes. Yeah, there are snakes. I told Danny. I said to Danny, "Oh, there's no snakes. They won't make you put your head in something with snakes."
Yeah, you lied to your friend.
I honestly, I loved it. It was like the coolest adventure, and it's such a surreal thing to do as well. All of the crew and everyone cover up their watches so you don't know what the time is. So you're super confused. When you go and do trials, they put you in the back of a van that's blacked out. It's super weird, but it's something I'll remember forever. Yeah.
What did you find the hardest thing in there, actually? Now, in hindsight, what was the toughest thing for you?
The hunger.
Was it? That was your thing?
You get really hungry.
Yeah. And I get super, just low energy, no personality.
I hate that.
And you're hungry constantly, and you just obsess about food.
Right.
What am I going to eat when I get out? And you can't believe that in everyday life, you can just walk into a shop and buy anything.
Yeah.
But it's also so interesting because it's so political who does the cooking. To me, that seems to be where all the rows start.
Yeah, I stayed away from the cooking. I can't cook anyway.
But he likes cooking, though, Danny. So do you think he'll be able to do that, or do you think he's going to get involved, or...?
Do you stay?
Well, he's not good with conflict, so I think... I don't know. I said stay away from the cooking. Just do the dunny. That's what I did.
Surely that's the worst job.
Yeah, but then everybody likes you because you clean up all the
Good point.
food.
So, Sian, who's you joined with? Come on, talk.
Oh, I mean, there's so many good people. And obviously, yesterday we were sort of saying, a lot of celebs had landed in Australia and was playing it cool and saying they were there for golfing trips and all sorts. But now we have the list confirmed.
I'm always here this time of year.
Yeah. So let's start with the big name, Colleen Rooney. This is the one that everyone
Can't believe it.
So excited about. And what is quite interesting about this is she's in there with a journalist who I think might start asking her about all that stuff with the Rebecca Vardy, Wagatha Christie. Maybe
is she allowed to talk about it? Is there court cases still going? She might not be allowed to say anything.
I don't know, but so that is Jane Moore. Jane from Loose Women is going to be in there, so maybe she'll ask her some hard-hitting questions. I don't know.
Why is Colleen doing it? I don't know why she's doing it. Why do you think she's doing it?
It's a great question, and I don't know, because she did obviously that documentary, the big Wagatha Christie thing. I think she came across fairly well in that.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
maybe this is maybe she's got other ideas getting back into television, perhaps.
She always comes across like she's super likeable, doesn't she?
Lovely.
Yeah, she came across quite well in that, I thought.
Lovely
Obviously, you've got your mate, Danny. who's going to be in there, who I thought will end up getting a load of the challengers, because I bet the Busted lads, it'll be Matt Willis calling up everyone, voting for him to do all the stuff.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Then someone who I think in my head already could be a front-runner, Oti Mabuse.
Yeah.
Can I say, I'm a bit annoyed with Oti Mabuse.
What?
I saw Oti Mabuse last week and she didn't say a sausage about me, so I'm really annoyed about it.
Dermot, the same. We did a Big Brother show together and we were talking about the jungle, and did she let slip? No, she didn't. But what I learned is she's
impressive.
so...
Wow.
Oh, she's brilliant.
She's so funny, and she jokes about herself without hair and makeup on, saying, she was said to me, Sean, I'm such a catfish, wait till you see me without any hair and makeup on. So she will be a delight, I think, in there. She'll be so funny.
Super positive.
Talisa from N-Dubs is going in, the female boss.
You know what? Talisa's a really, really good... I worked with her a few years on the X Factor. She's a lovely person. I hope she does really well in there.
I think she could kick some butt,
yeah,
too.
she's far more sensitive. She's been through a lot as well. She's far more sensitive than she was given credit for.
Yeah.
She's a really decent human being. I think she'll do really well.
I like those kind of people where you don't really know that much about them, first of all, and then you go through and it's like peeling back the layers of the onion.
I agree, because she was a big band, you know, in my era, and I don't know loads about her, so that'll be nice. GK Barry, massive internet sensation, YouTube channel, podcast saving grace. She will have a huge fan base. So I have a feeling, again, she could be top 3 at least, because she'll have so many people behind her. Where else are we going? Let's have a look. Said about Jane. Dean McCulloch from Radio 1, radio presenter. He could be very outspoken, Dean, because he's not, you know, he's known for not being shy. Got loads of opinions, so he could be one to rile up the camp. Barry McGuigan, who former featherweight boxer, Barry McGuigan.
Barry McGuigan.
Have you encountered him?
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Have
you
you
have to
met
understand,
him?
when you brought up Irish in this country during the 80s, you basically had Eurovision and Barry McGuigan. That's all we had to cheer. So Barry was everything. The Clone Cyclone was one of the greatest boxers. He was an incredible guy. But and I've met him. And then do you remember that show Hell's Kitchen?
Yes, of course.
He won Hell's Kitchen, I think. Well, yeah.
The boxers always come across quite well because you get a softer side to them.
He's a lovely man.
Correct.
So
and
we'll
also
see.
the old stories as well. Those old stories that you've heard tales about, but then you get the real truth from the
He's a gentleman as well.
From the mouth, yeah.
Well, talking of gents, Alan Halsall from Corrie, he plays Tyrone.
He'll be great.
He will be great. He will be a fan favourite as well. The Corrie lot always do well, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Melvin O'Doom, another radio presenter. Loads of my mates are going this year. I know half the cast. Yeah, Melvin's a lot of fun. He's really good, and he will be a real laugh. I think he'll bring a lot of joy to the camp. So that is who we've got so far. I think I've said everybody. That's 10 of the 12 confirmed. There's 2 more.
Oh, do we have any rumours about the other 2?
Rumours, Maura Higgins from Love Island is the only one I've seen as a rumour.
OK.
But, who have I missed? I've missed somebody. One of the Reverend. Where is he? Reverend Cole. He's going in as well. Sorry,
yes,
I forgot about poor Reverend Cole.
That's a couple I'd like
another one.
Bit of scandal there. Whoa. That's just tuning in now. What, those 2 together?
In those outfits.
Do the 2 extras go in later, do they? Is that the kind
Yeah,
of
they sort of come, like, normally a few days in, there's like a challenge and they sort of appear. And they've gone politician-free this year, as far as I can see, so it should be good vibes.
I think that is a good lineup.
It's a cracking lineup.
Who do you think, present company accepted, could win? Who's your favourite?
Well, look, Danny could do really well.
Yeah, I
Is it true that he's packed some interesting underwear?
Oh, yeah. He said to me, he's like, mate, he's been deadly serious, mate, I've packed some really tight silk boxer shorts. It's like, well, why? He's like, so nothing can crawl up my bum. Like, dude, where do you think you're going?
Little tight bottom huggers in case he has to go into one of those challenges.
Yeah.
He's thinking
I said he should have taken some, like pink women's underwear and not said anything about it. When he's like tending to the fire,
just have a thong poking out.
He's always been naughty.
He's a naughty one.
He's always
the one you've got to watch out for.
Yes, you have. You've always been naughty. Thank you very much.
Thank
you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
For all of that, 6-time Olympic champion Sir Chris Hoy revealed just a couple of weeks ago has been diagnosed with incurable stage 4 cancer.
Shortly after being told he may have between just 2 to 4 years to live, his wife Sarah was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and the family embarked on the toughest time of their lives.
But determined to spread a message of hope and happiness, Sir Chris has written a book, All That Matters, to inspire others to stay positive during challenging and difficult times. And he joined us now alongside Sarah. Morning to both of you.
Morning. This book is sensational. It's heartbreaking, it's powerful, it's sad, it's happy, it's funny. It's like all the best parts of being a human being. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
It's absolutely brilliant. It all started with just an achy shoulder.
Yeah, you know, I had this pain in my shoulder. It wouldn't go away. I was, you know, I was 47 then, still lifting weights in the gym, still physically active. You're used to having aches and pains, but this one didn't go away. So I went to the physio. They suggested getting a scan. Went for a scan thinking it'd be routine, and there was a tumour.
And what was that? How did that pain manifest itself? Was it just like, oh, I need acupuncture or a massage, or I'm sure it'll go away kind of thing?
It just started out as an ache, and it got worse and worse to the point where even driving a car, lifting my arm up, doing anything, it was really painful. So I thought, there must be something wrong here, but never in a million years considered it might be cancer.
So many men of a certain age feel that, you know what I mean? You get to our age and you just go, you just have aches and pains, you shrug them off, right?
Yeah.
And also men are terrible at getting checks as well. That's the other thing. You do just tend to shrug them off. And so then when did you hear your diagnosis?
So I went to get the scan at the doctor's surgery. They brought the scan up and said, there's a tumour on your shoulder. We need to find out what the root of this is. So multiple other scans, and eventually the root of it was the prostate. So it was a stage 4 prostate cancer that spread to the bones. And no symptoms, no kind of anything to point towards this diagnosis until the shoulder pain. So it came out the blue. I've always prided myself as someone who I would go to the doctor with, you know, illness or pain, or, you know, as part of an athlete, you're used to looking after your body and being quite aware of what's going on with yourself. But in this case, yeah, it was too late by the time we actually found the diagnosis.
Chris, when you get that news, and this is just sort of, you know, my experience and my mates and my family that have had this news, they describe it as like being a caged animal. You just feel almost claustrophobic and you just want to run away, almost ignore the fact, you know, almost sort of blank it out. Does that resonate?
Absolutely. That's exactly how I felt in the surgery. We were in the room, we got the diagnosis, and yeah, I felt sick, I felt nauseous, the room felt like it was spinning, I had to get up, I couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
And it's not the news that you can't ever prepare yourself for that kind of thing. You never imagine yourself in that situation. And a million thoughts are running through your head. The first one was, how on earth are we going to tell the kids? You know, all these things.
Yeah.
You've got 2 kids, 10 and 7, Callum and Chloe. How did you turn it around to be able to speak to them? Because you have to kind of get to a place yourself where you think, right, I can handle it, I can handle the questions, and I'm going to be truthful, but I'm not going to hide anything. I'm not going to make it more scary, because I always think that the unknown becomes even more scary.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, it was such a huge thing that we knew we had to tell them. But again, it was just trying to stop and take stock and go, OK, where are we right now? And obviously we were in panic and realising we don't need to give that to the children just now. Wait, hold. And I think we had some time and tried to do it in a really considered manner. And by the time we took that breath and just said, stop, hold, you know, we wanted to protect them. That was our main priority, wasn't it? And I think we did manage to do that and be really honest with them, but at the same time not give them information that they needed to carry yet.
Yes.
Because actually we are looking, not at the time, but as time has gone, we have developed this sense of hope and looking to the future. And actually we are giving that to our children as well, that there is nothing to be feared of other than just keep going and look to the future. And it's really kind of that then in turn lifts us. So it's a cycle.
Is that how you felt when you had your diagnosis? Because you kept it from Chris as well to start with, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It just it came completely out of the blue, and you know, it just wasn't. I just knew it wasn't the right time. I would always tell Chris everything, and we're, you know, each other's crutch in everything in life. So it was very against the grain not to share it with him. But I just knew it wasn't the right time. We were trying to find stable ground, having just been given this diagnosis from him. I don't know, I think you get a bit of mum strength, right?
Yes.
And in amongst the fear, I just felt this incredible sense of courage come over me.
So, do you mind me asking, what were your symptoms? And what first alerted you to it?
I had, in the summer, some tingling on my face, which just a changed sensation. I thought it was a root canal, and I was sending you messages panicking about some sort of dental treatment. Never in a million years. I mean, I've been so healthy. We both have all of our lives. You know, it's not like it suddenly answered questions of things that have been going on for years, not at all. But the doctor said, oh, we'll just give an MRI to see what's going on. So popping along to the doctor, I thought they were going to just, you know, satisfy me and say, oh, we'll keep an eye on it. Never in a million years thought that they would be saying those words. So, yeah, that has taken some getting used to. I mean, we've both had to learn our way around medical diseases and how they are impacting us. So it's been tough, but actually we've been able to do it together. And it's once you're in it, you can cope with so much more than you think. And I think just a big sense of courage amongst the brave, amongst the fear is what is taking us forward, I think.
Which you make it sound quite easy, but to have that feeling, like you said, of a caged animal, or like you say in your book, that feeling of drowning, and you both had it, and you, Sarah, were keeping it a secret, and you were, you know, explaining to your sister, so using your sister as like a strength for you. How do you make that change, though? What is it that makes you go, you know what, I'm going to deal with this day here, right now, and I'm not going to think about the future, and I'm not going to disappear down that rabbit. How do you do that?
I think, as you say, it's about dealing with the here and the now, and it wasn't as if we flicked a switch and suddenly found hope overnight and found this positivity. It's a seed that grows slowly. It's something that, you know, it takes time. And you look, it's only when you look back you realise how much progress you've made, even sitting here, being able to talk about this. There's no, you know, 6 months ago, there's no way we could have done it. You know, it would have been way too emotional. But I feel it's having targets each day. It's having things that you have to focus on. The kids are the centre of your life. So that's your purpose, to get out of bed, to get on, to look after them, make sure they're okay. But it's about bringing it back to the here and the now. You know, you have to. The future doesn't exist yet, and we all worry about so much stuff, small stuff, stupid stuff. That doesn't. 90% of it doesn't even happen. You know, so why worry about it? The future doesn't exist yet. All we have is right here, right now. So it's about trying to be present, trying to appreciate the now, but that's not burying your head in the sand and saying, you know, I'm not going to worry about the future. You still plan for the future. You still, you know, have goals. You still have targets. You still have things to work towards and be aware of. But really, it's bringing it back to the here and the now. What
was so interesting to me in the book was when you actually described going through the chemotherapy and the ice cap and the putting on the... You would think that because of everything Chris has done and the 6 Olympics, you're used to kind of pushing through that pain.
I'm a big softie. That's what it is.
Well, now the cat's out of the bag, Chris. That's the thing. But and you describe it in a way where you would like, I'm just going to take each second as it comes. I'm going to think of great Uncle Andy as well, and I'm going to go and I'm going to go, right, I'm going to do 1 minute, then I'm going to do another.
So the cold cap was there to try and it basically freezes your hair follicles and stops or minimises you losing the chance of losing your hair during chemo. The ice mittens and socks are there to ideally reduce the chances of you losing the sensation, permanent sensation in your fingers and toes. So it's an important part of the treatment. It's not part of the cancer treatment, it's just part of the side effects.
And it was a big thing for Callum, wasn't it?
That was
your
it.
Hair.
That was it. I wasn't that fussed. You know, I've not got much hair as it is, so I wasn't that fussed. If it goes, it goes. But for Callum, it was a big deal. I was quietly
thinking that. Sense of priority here,
exactly. So it was like, for Callum, it was important. You know, I think he was a bit... He knew of people who'd gone through cancer treatment before, and I think the thing he picked up on was the fact they lose their hair. And he didn't, I think, in his mind that, you know, I'd maybe drop him off at school in the morning with a full head of hair and then arrive in the evening with nothing. So he was a bit freaked out by that.
At the time, we hadn't shared it with people, so actually there was a privacy aspect to it
of course.
as well, which just gave us... Again, we were just trying to find stable ground back then. So I think there's a duality to that, wasn't there?
And also, but you're right though about sort of calling upon the the sporting strength and the mental strength, it's you know, it's not looking too far ahead. Again, bringing it back to where you are right here, right now. So the cold cap was pretty painful to put on, and the pressure of it and the temperature of it. But instead of thinking I've got 4 hours of this, it was like, can you do 1 more minute?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. We'll do 1 more minute then. And then you get through that, and it's like, can you do 1 more minute? Yeah, I can. We'll do that. And that's, it's just chipping away, not looking too far ahead. You can psych yourself out. You can, you know, basically talk yourself out of anything in life, I think. But if you focus on what you can deal with right now, you can surprise yourself at what you get through.
And also, you mentioned, sorry, you mentioned it in the book as well about how you don't then make the decision. Some of the days you were said, oh, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
And we just said, well, we don't need to make that decision now. You come back in 3 weeks' time. So instead of kind of that panic of, I can't do this, again, it's just the here and the now. Right now, you've done it. You don't need to consider it again for 3 weeks. Put it aside and see how you feel in 3 weeks. Don't make the decision when you're at your lowest. Make it when you're feeling stronger. And I think that sort of helped throughout.
Yeah.
Sorry, what you said really resonated with me in that and I think so many families go through this. When you find one of your family members or a friend has a condition, you do this deep dive rabbit hole, and before you know it, you become not an expert, but you become well versed in it. And that's where your hope comes from, right? Because then you can start to see the light through the woods, because you get this diagnosis to start with, and everything's foggy. And then, but the more information you find out, and this is from personal experience, the more you go, OK, no, there is light at the end of this tunnel, and who knows what's available in 2-4 years' time.
Yeah, I think, again, sometimes it's too scary to look because you're too scared. But as time goes on, you get a little bit of courage to look. And Chris talks about it. Once you find out that somebody has done something that goes beyond, you then, that's your thread of hope. So follow it. And then there's another one, and then there's another one, and then that's how it grows. That's how you can build it. Yeah. It comes slowly. And you talk about that with Andy Taylor.
Yeah, well, so Andy Taylor from Duran Duran, just round about the time of my diagnosis, he was in the news talking about his cancer treatment. He was being given palliative care. He was end-of-life care. All the chemotherapy and the various treatments had stopped working. And they'd found out a targeted treatment which basically focuses on the genetic mutation of the cancer. A new drug, and he was cancer-free, not cured, but essentially asymptomatic. Which was absolutely incredible, and he was exactly the same as me, stage 4, secondary in the bones. So immediately, as Sarah says, you think, well, there's your glint of light. You think, well, if it works for one person, perhaps that might work for me. And even just so, you managed to make contact with him, and he phoned me up, and such a positive guy, and it was like, here's someone who gets he's been through what I'm experiencing right now, and he gave me hope, and just his positivity. I thought, how can you be so positive? And that was the first, in the early stages, you can't imagine yourself ever being positive again. You can't imagine yourself laughing again. You can't imagine yourself having joy in your life again.
Humming, whistling.
Yes, exactly. And all these things, they don't come back overnight. They take a long time. But I think it comes with hope. It comes with things like, well, actually, the treatment is starting to work. So now I'm pain-free. You know, that everything is under control for the moment. Right. And there's a plan for the next stage of treatment. When the current stages don't work, or stop working, we go on to the next stage. So you have a plan, and you adapt to the situation, you accept it, and you appreciate the here and the now, because none of us know what's coming.
I mean, you say you have a plan. There's having a plan, and then there's having a plan. Tour de Force?
Yes. So.
She came up with the name, didn't you,
did.
Sarah?
Well,
you're
really
the brains in this operation.
Thank you. And you know, that's one of the reasons of sharing the hope and finding that from somebody like Andy Taylor, who then gave that to us. I think that really helped in then you documenting the book and then wanting to be able to give that hope to somebody who today is sitting in the situation we were a year ago, where that hope is gone, and being able to shine a light in it and say, it might not be what you think, hold, wait. And by showing the Tour de Force, I mean, look at him, he's on his bike every day. He's, you know, as fit as, well, maybe not as ever, maybe not your Olympic standard, but, you know, to be able to do a cycle ride like this, I mean, you can...
We'll be there, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll get on our bikes. Are we allowed?
And you're training Paddy as well.
Training Paddy, he's got his children in need on this week. Brilliant. But basically the Tour de Force, to shine a light on stage 4 cancers of all sorts, to show that actually when you can get the worst possible news, not everybody is as lucky as myself. you know, some people don't have as much time, but for now, I'm fit and healthy, and I'm going to crack on and raise, hopefully, a huge amount of money and change perception of stage 4 cancers, and actually, there's a lot of life left to live.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
And for drawing awareness to it. And overall, more than anything, I think this is a love letter to you guys. I think it just shows what a brilliant team you are.
Thank
and
you.
how amazing you are together. Thank you.
Thank
you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
One of them has sold over 50 million records worldwide, and the other fronts one of the best daytime TV shows in the country, if we do say so ourselves.
Yes. As Ben is set to turn 50 later this year, we sent him off to get some words of wisdom from some familiar faces in his first chat with none other than his best pal, Gary Barlow.
I've sorted us out a nice little spot, serving a lovely glass of red.
Oh, you're winning.
I'm talking your language. It's on your rider, as you know.
Well, listen, I did it for you. So I want something in return.
Yes, fair play. So, look, Mr. Barlow.
I like this.
Lovely setting.
Nice place. Who did the decor?
This was Mrs.
Shepherd.
Mrs. Shepherd. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Lovely glass of red.
Good health.
Which I felt would be a great way of us talking about your brand new series. Which essentially, the way I can see it, is Gary Barlow's Things I Like to Eat and Drink in South Africa.
With me mates.
With your mates?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration, Gary, behind the new series?
Well, as you know, I'm really into wine. I've been for years, been lucky enough to travel a lot, so I've tasted different varieties from all around the world. I know a little bit about wine, don't know a lot. So it's a bit of a journey of exploration for me, a bit of education as a student, but a chance to travel, a chance to do it with friends in amazing places. Yes, mate, how you doing? Here we go. There. Wow.
Gary, you're in safe hands.
Wine and food go together like words and music.
The vineyards are incredible, the people are incredible, and I think it needs a flag waving.
Yeah, unlike our barbecuing, in the episode,
I thought we were...
Gary.
What I don't need right now is you laughing at me.
I'm sorry. No, put it in these.
Oh, fires.
I don't think it helped that you bought the smallest squash in the world.
Listen, you went shopping with me, you were on your phone, video, I was under pressure. And someone's filming you and it put me off.
But you've got some amazing guests that join you, and your best mate, Elliot, is with you. And Elliot is one of your songwriting partners. You've been mates for how long?
Yeah, we met making a record called Everything Changes in 1993.
Talking of that song.
Good segue.
Wasn't it just?
Yeah. It's like we've done this before.
That song that you wrote, you are now reissuing this album.
That's right.
30 years later, it was on vinyl.
Yep.
I've just been looking. This is all of you from various stages of Take That.
It is.
Marking a little crop top.
Marking a crop top, which apparently they're coming back, so we need to be prepared for that.
Are you prepared for that?
I don't think so. It's not me, it's everyone else.
We've been friends for many, many years now, and I want to pick your brains on this, if I may. I'm approaching my 50th birthday, Gary. I know I don't look it.
You don't look it.
What are the things that I need to be prepared for when I turn 50? How did you feel when you approached your 50th?
Yeah, do you know what? Any of my sort of demons in life, I tried not to bring with me into my 50s. I think it's a good place to get rid of stuff. And I think the 50s should be the power years.
Do you think so?
Power years.
Power years?
Yeah. I think it's the opposite to what you think. You need to try and do more than try and do less. My mum's 80. She walks 10 miles every day.
Does she?
And it's like, it's kept her young.
Yeah.
So I think we need to aim to try and do more rather than think, oh, I'm going to wind down now into my 50. I don't think that's right. Focus on yourself, especially as all your kids have gone off to
university,
as they do, don't they?
and they're
We've got one at home, you know, and I think the real goal now is to look after yourselves and look after each other.
And so you're 25 years, you're celebrating your wedding anniversary in January. You've got all this amazing adventure that you're having with your wines and the TV series. You're on tour, you've got a 30th reissue of this. Is anything slowing down, Gary?
One thing I'm always trying to protect in all of it is just to remember the real reason I do all of this is because I'm a songwriter and I'm a singer. And as long as at some point it always comes back to that, that's the well I always need to go and fill up. And so I'm approaching a period now where I'm going to have quite a big writing year next year.
Okay.
So that's always nice. And that's what's good about what we do is every year's different. You know, have fun, be with people, be with the band, create music, have a good time. It's always positive somewhere along the way.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Gary, it's been an absolute treat.
Mate.
Thank you for sharing me some of your wisdom.
God bless you. Wisdom. Oh, I've not got a lot of that.
You've got a lot of that. You've had a lot of experience, and it's an absolute treat for me to not only be in South Africa with you, to make perhaps the worst ever barbecued squash in the world, but also to see you do so well and still smiling and thriving.
Bless you. And you.
Thank you, mate.
God bless you. Cheers.
Plum?
Yeah. Chocolate?
Chocolate. Red wine?
There's a lot of red wine in there. A lot.
I mean, I think it was all just a giant excuse.
He's having a lovely time.
He's just basically gone out with his mate, hasn't he, and had a chat.
Literally, he's like, oh, let's do it all around 50. He's just having a jolly.
Yeah.
A little jolly. Do you think he's going to come and see me next year when I turn 50?
He might do.
You never know.
I think he's just angling for more presents. He's just making sure that everybody knows it's his 50th.
We all know, Ben,
We
that
all
you
know.
are turning 50. Listen, Gary Barlow's wine tour, South Africa, starts this afternoon, apparently. 2 o'clock. ITV1. I'm definitely going to be watching that.
Lovely, trackies. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And
why is it?
These things happen, don't they? Dive out of the way and then you get hit by this. Neil joined us now. Lovely to have you with us.
Yeah, lovely to see you, Neil.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I think the question on everybody's lips is this the end of DCI, Barnaby?
Well, why?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it could. There's been rumours. Well, the thing is, there's been rumours that this could be the end.
Somebody knows something I don't. Somebody's trying to get rid
of
me.
Well, here's the thing. Fans did actually vote for their favourite episode. Did you know this?
I'm not in any of them.
You lost out. So that's the reason I'm asking.
Oh, I see.
Is this the end?
I'm getting the elbow, and this is how I find out. I get a bowl of pork and goodbye.
Thank
you for it. No, as far as I know, I'm still here. We're shooting again next year, and last I heard, I'm in it. No, I haven't read the script yet, actually, so I don't know.
Tell us about Sunday's episode. It's called Dress to Kill.
It's called Dress to Kill, and it focuses on a well-known, long-standing feud between domino players and drag queens, and they both exist in the same village on the edge of Midsummer. And the domino players are very passionate about their dominoes, but then the drag queens get the right to have their drag queen show in the local pub to raise money for a local boy who's very poorly and who needs emergency treatment in the United States. So it's got this sort of charity thing, but the dominoes people are not very happy about it, and the drag queens. So it's drag queens versus dominoes. It's got to be Midsummer, hasn't it? Nobody else is going to do that.
All aspects of modern life now with the drag queens. I love the fact there's drag queens. It's brilliant.
It adds. Well, we cover everything really. There's nothing's off the list for us.
I always love the guest stars. You've got some great guest stars there. Nigel Lindsay, Ace Batty, Susan Packard. Ace Batty's story is incredible because he's one of those actors I see and I go, I love that guy in this.
Yeah. Well, I tell you about Ace Batty. I was talking to him. I don't know whether I already knew this, but I was talking to him when we were filming, and he told me about he moved to Whitby or somewhere. It was somewhere on the sort of northeast coast, and he moved up there. And I think somebody came round saying, "Oh, we've got a local lifeboat station. Would you be interested in helping out at all?" And he thought, "I want to join the community, and that'd be lovely. I'll go and I'll sort of sweep up, or I'll make the tea or something like that." And then I think I may have got bits of this right. Somebody came around and sort of knocked him up in the middle of the night and said, "Come on, then." He said, "No, I just volunteered to make the tea." And he said, "No, here, have a coat. You'll be fine." And they put him on the boat and took him out to the sea. But the brilliant thing is, he was reluctant, saying, "I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing." And they said, "You'll be fine." And he did it for the next 10 years.
No,
I mean, he
so
came back.
lovely.
He didn't stay on the boat for 10 years.
That's brilliant.
But he's a real life hero and a lovely man and a marvellous actor. He's got it all.
Oh.
You've been on the show now for 14 years.
I can't believe it's been 14 years. It's unbelievable.
But you keep you're pushing me out again. Everything you say is right. So I feel like I've come.
What's kept you there for 14 years?
If you're going to do what I do and do, if you're going to
if you're going to make television and make TV shows, it's just great. You're talking about the wonderful guests that we have in, the amazing stories that our writers come up with that are... Yeah, I think things like, you say drag queens and dominoes, and you think you don't think, oh, maybe that's Line of Duty, or maybe that's got to be Midsummer. Yeah. We just do the most interesting things. We film in all the most beautiful places. We have the most wonderful guests and stuff like that. So why would I move on?
That's very true.
Anywhere else, unless somebody pushes me out? Is the question?
We will
not
never
going to
push
happen.
you out.
Bless you. Bless
never
you. Keep
push you
going.
out. But it's a global show. I mean, it's huge in Denmark.
It's enormous. Oh, it's huge. Denmark,
they
Germany,
love it.
Australia.
What's
all
the
over
secrets to its success? Do you think it's the stars? Do you think it's the storylines?
I thought you were going to get to me there and say, is it the stars, or is it you, Neil?
Obviously, it's you, Neil.
Obviously not me.
You are one of the stars.
No, not really. I think a big thing about it is that when it was invented, the central thing about the show is something happens in a rural location and two policemen turn up to check it out. And once you've got that sort of basic formula to it, you can do anything with it. So we can do drag queens and dominoes, or we've done aliens, and you can just take it anywhere and do anything with it. There's only 4 regular characters in it. So you've got mostly a new cast every time in a new milieu with a new story. So whilst you think, oh, great, there's a new Midsummer Murders on is it Sunday at 8 o'clock? Is it this Sunday, 8 o'clock?
Yes,
I believe
it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought I'd mention that in case anybody else didn't. But it's on at 8 o'clock on Sunday. You see that and you think, oh, this is Midsummer, and this is sort of the area that you're going to be in. But within that, it's a completely reinvented show sort of every time we do it. And I think that for most shows, they have, this is what we are, and they can be terribly successful for 3, 4, 5 years. But it's hard to keep reinventing the same narrow story. Whereas for us, we can sort of cover anything and write about anything, and we keep having the wonderful guests and the beautiful countryside. And
it's a great life.
It's not bad. It's not bad if
it's a
you're
great
going
show,
to be...
man. What a success.
We love it.
Well,
congratulations. Midsummer Murders Series 23 concludes this Sunday, 8 o'clock on ITV.
It is Sunday at 8 o'clock.
It is.
Yeah.
You say?
And you're not going anywhere. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Fatima joins us now. Tell us all about it. Thank you for coming in, Fatima.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to share this platform with you today to talk about my bright shining star, which is an auntie that was in my first children's home.
Yeah,
Auntie Ray. I mean, obviously, for people that don't remember that, I was abandoned as a baby, and some would say left to die. And, of course...
I mean, when you say that, though, Fatima, literally, you'd been had out of wedlock and you were left for a few days, and it was a neighbour that heard...
flat.
The neighbour that heard the baby crying that called the police.
Exactly. And then, of course, the neighbour was watching the flat, hadn't seen anybody coming or going in a couple of days, so called the police, banged the door down, rescued the baby, which was myself. And then, of course, I was made a ward of court in Hackney Borough Council and spent the next 14 years of my life in children's homes. But children's homes then were more like institutions back in the 60s, and children should be seen and not heard. And their emotional needs were very rarely met. Even today now, we look at children's residentials, they're much smaller, like homes. I mean, there's somewhat 110,000 children in the care system as we speak. There's a shortage of 10,000 foster carers. And the idea to share this book is about a young Fatima in the care system. Proceeds go to Fatima's UK campaign, which is helping young people get involved in programmes, power sport, arts and technology, which engages them, keeps them out of harm's way.
Yeah.
But the actual book itself is to explain to our young children what these youngsters go through, because they find themselves in the care system through no fault of their own.
It's interesting, actually, because I was reading it to James, my littlest boy, and it also opens up those questions that make little ones, and then you can talk about big ideas and hopefully make them more compassionate as human beings. The thing I loved about it was your relationship with a lady called Auntie Ray. And they're very special people, these people that work, but this lady was just otherworldly special.
Well, she's left a huge legacy where children are concerned in the care system, and also it's called My Bright Shining Star for a reason. I always used to call Auntie Ray the tickle monster.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I used to love is to hide under the bed sheets in the morning, and I really wouldn't want to get out of bed until Auntie Ray tickled me, which made my day feel like it started on the right foot.
Yeah.
Auntie Ray was just somebody that we knew that understood us, got us kids. We felt safe with her.
Yeah.
And I can remember one day running up the top of the staircase, looking out the port window, and I'd watch her coming up and down the road. I knew where she lived at the end of the road there.
Yeah.
I was probably only 10. I went round and picked these flowers, the daffodils. And, of course, I walked to Auntie Ray's. I hid them behind my back and knocked on the door. And when she opened it, I said, "Will you be my mummy?" Now, the two really important things that came out of this, for me, will stay with me for the rest of my life. And this is the power of what a good role model can bring to a young child's life. She said, "Fats," she said, "come round the back," she said, "and let's talk about this." She said, "I can't just be your mum." She said, "I've got to be mum to all those children." She said, "But here's the thing," she said, "I'm not always there and you are." She said, "So why don't you be there, mummy, when I'm not there?" And what that did for me, it taught me to obviously step up, be mum, play with the children, call out any injustice where there were many.
Yeah.
And, of course, in giving, you receive.
Yeah.
So giving them empowered, empowering me to be able to empower them, to have the love that and the security that they needed for somebody in the children's home, and also for me, it swiveled the lens, the second one, which made me realise I wasn't growing up victimised by my circumstance. That my purpose was to be there for the kids, playing trampoline on the beds, pillow fighting, drawing matchstick men on the windows, and just generally, you know, being a child with the children as a mum.
What an amazing lady.
lady.
What an
Yeah.
amazing lady. So she couldn't be your mum on her own, but you did eventually get your own mum, who was your javelin coach. I mean, that's an extraordinary story in itself, Fatima.
It certainly was. I mean, fate had a big role to play in this. I mean, obviously, most children that live in the care system struggle with their mental health issues. 27% by the time they're 14 have a lot of mental health issues. And obviously, for me, it was no different. I struggled with my school academic work, and I found myself really, sport was my saviour. And it was through a netball match that I met the love of the Whitbreads, with Mrs. Whitbread, who was...
Was it love at first netball?
Well,
not exactly, Ben.
No, I mean, the match was a league match, and it was... If you were going to win the league match, you were going to win a medal. And I said, "Auntie Ray, Auntie," I said, "if I win, I'm going to win a medal." So Auntie said, "Now you just concentrate on what you're doing. You haven't won that medal yet." And that taught me a really good lesson when I was in the Olympics, not to put a medal around my neck. But the moral of the story with this one was that I was very motivational with my team. And the whistle went, and the umpire said, "Young lady, keep that noise down, otherwise you'll be off." And, of course, I carried on motivating my team. Don't get me wrong. I mean, nowadays they call us motivators. Back then it was a pain in the... and, of course, the next... we won, yay. The next thing was I went to the local athletic club, and it was there of which I decided that I would like to throw the javelin. And I was introduced to go to the stand, wait for the javelin coach to come. And, of course, as I sat there waiting, this Mini pulled up in the car park. And this person walked across the infield, and double take, that's that same woman on the netball court who threatened to send me off. Oh, no,
You already
what are the
picture a pain in the
chances?
backside. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and of course, you know, as the weeks went on, she said to me, "Why don't you ask Mum and Dad to come up? We can talk about competitions." And I sort of nodded my head, and then she said to the shot put coach, "Jack, has Fatima got a hearing problem?" "Why is that?" said Jack. "Well, every time I talk about Mum and Dad, she just nods her head." "Oh," he said, "don't you know she's from the children's homes?" And with that, obviously, subsequently, she bought a javelin and some boots up for me. She asked me would I like to come and meet the family and have tea with the family. And, yeah, of course, I mean, it was an amazing fate that I should meet and love the love of the Whitbread family, because within a few weeks after that, she asked me would I like to come and stay in the summer season, have a couple of weeks there. And when I stayed with the family, at the end of it, I met, obviously, the my young brothers, which were 4 and 2, Greg and Kirk, and Mr. Whitbread. And Greg, who was a 4-year-old, said, "Mum, do we have to take Fatima back to the shop?" Oh. So, no, I mean, I was I'm one of the lucky ones, Ben. And the reason why I've written this book, as I said, it's to help create the awareness of children in the care system. So if you're thinking maybe you can open your hearts and your homes to give the love and the security to one of these children and foster, it's a very rewarding job. And I always say for children, it's, you know, they should always have the love and security. It's their right as a child to have the love and security of a good home.
And look what you achieved, because you had that. I mean, you're a single-minded, extraordinary woman anyway, but, you know, the athletic success that you had, Sports Personality of the Year, Fatima, all of those accolades because you had this amazing family around you that just sort of supported and drove
And so you can play your part now by go out, buy the book, My Bright Shining Star, because all proceeds go to Fatima's UK campaign. Please play your part, buy a book. Christmas is coming. Help us make a difference to these young children's lives.
Really special. Really, really special message. And it will make a difference as well, Fatima.
Yeah. My Bright Shining Star by Fatima Whitbread is
a beautiful
out
book.
now.
And like you said, it just creates a bigger conversation to your kids at home.
I've got one more thing to say, Ben.
Go on.
Show me your gun. I hear you're getting ready for your 50th.
Look at them.
I'm getting closer.
It's almost bursting out there.
They're not quite up to Olympic standard yet. Like, I'm really tensing now.
during the break, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was amazing, and it's a beautiful book.
Yeah,
it really is.
Thank you.
Stay there now. Stay there.
Yeah, stay there.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Oh, hey, wait till you see tonight's episode.
He's still got it.
Yeah, well,
He's
say
never
that, you know.
lost
Great to be on this morning. It was either that or Loose Women.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying?
You've been there.
Well, I only watch Loose Women now to see what I'm up to.
I love that.
Those that know don't know. Okay.
But
You got it, didn't you?
I definitely get it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
But we were just watching that back, and then you shocked us both,
Did I?
actually. Yes, none of us knew that. Tell us what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, originally when I went in 2002, the original story was going to be Alfie and Peggy, obviously played by wonderful Barbara Windsor.
Yeah.
They were going to recreate the Graduate story.
So she was going to be Mrs. Robinson.
That's right, and I was going to be Dustin. And I don't know, that was the story that we spoke about earlier on. And then something happened with myself and Jessie. They saw a chemistry on screen and they went, oh, hold on. This could change
something here.
But what was interesting, that was 2002, Cat and Alfie, it was a real slow burner for about a year. And then they eventually got together, and it was just strange times. You know, just even going out on the street and people just losing it.
Everyone bought into it, but maybe that's the point, though, Shane, is because it was a slow burn, and that chemistry sort of crackled and bubbled.
Also,
Will they, won't they?
But also, back in the day then, you know, you had the Mitchells, I think Martin Kemp had just left. There was a lot of alpha males.
Yeah.
And I think when Alfie came in, the guy who created the Moons, a gentleman called Tony Jordan, was a big fan of Only Fools and Horses. We're talking over here, be quiet.
It's you lot on there.
Yeah, can you be quiet? It's not very often I leave the house to come and work with Ben and Kat, all right, so shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, so he was a big fan of Only Fools and Horses, and he kind of wanted to create that with the Moons. So you had Alfie, Nana and Spencer. Back in the day, yeah, man.
Magical. But then, and it's been, so we've watched it go on and off. I mean, you say it's not every day you go out and work out with Kat, but you're working with, on the street, on the square with your cat. And last night, Shane, we saw them kiss again.
Yes.
Now, is this something that we're going to see? Are they getting back together? Is it?
You have to watch tonight. Tonight's a big reveal, and as you know, Alfie's going through his post-prostate cancer.
Yes. Yeah.
So we do deal, I think we can say erectile dysfunction.
You can?
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah,
the adverts normally come up. The adverts come up, and they got, is it Noom or something, where they talk about not being...
You're going to get the contract now. Well
yes,
done.
I am. Thank you. Hi, I'm Shane Ritchie. I use Noom. No, I don't. Okay. I didn't swallow it quick enough. I got a stiff neck.
Is steady. This morning we talk about all these things. I think it's a really important storyline. That prostate cancer storyline. Yeah. Because often we associate Alfie with comedy and fun, and he's just a lovely cheeky chappy. But that's been quite an emotional thing for you to do.
It was very much so. I got a call up from Chris Clenshaw, our exec producer, and he said we're going to do a storyline with Alfie. And of course,
course, curiosity. I said, well, what are we doing? He said, how do you feel about, you know, Alfie getting prostate cancer? And I said, well, of course. What a great story to play and a message that, you know, was dear to me. Yeah. But I just realised, it kind of reminded me how old I was. And the funny thing was that I think I had that meeting on a Tuesday or Wednesday. The week before, I'd actually gone to see my GP to talk about having a prostate, having a test done. So, yeah, I'm playing that story. And we did one scene in the Queen Vic where Alfie unfortunately wets himself. And I remember sitting down with the story producer and Chris said, can we play this?
That was an idea that you had had?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I came in because sadly it happened to a friend of mine at a golf club, and he was standing there and just wet himself.
And as a result of being diagnosed with prostate cancer, dealing with the fallout from it?
Yeah, and so we got a chance to play that. And it was really interesting, Ben, about the reaction we got from not just social media, but a lot of emails coming to EastEnders saying, thank you for doing this storyline, because, you know, from children saying my dad or my brother or my uncle have since been checked. And it was about 3 months ago, I had to go and see my GP about a checkup. And he doesn't really watch the show, but he said, I understand your character has done a story with prostate cancer. I said, why is that? He said, because we've had an influx of gentlemen coming in to get checked because of what you did on the show. So if we save one person's life, we've done great.
Which is what's so amazing about soaps, I think, and how you can respond to kind of stories straight away, and how much influence they have on the audience as well that are watching at home. Do you feel that? Do you feel that sense of kind of...
I haven't done until I did the prostate story. Right. And I kind of engaged myself with Prostate Cancer UK. I met some gentlemen that have gone through the process and sitting down with writers and saying, how do you feel about playing this story? And getting back to like the whole Cat and Alfie thing, as much fun as it is, you know, Cat and Alfie may be getting back together. We do the repercussions of having prostate cancer and how that affects your libido.
Yeah.
And we play that.
And that's an important part of the story.
Oh, most definitely, mate. Most definitely.
Talking about getting back together, you are going on the road.
I don't know if the country's ready for it.
Well, I mean, so you, Brad, Joe, and Brian.
Yeah, so Joe Pasquale, Brian Connolly, myself and Bradley Walsh.
I mean...
I've been given, thankfully, EastEnders have given me a few weeks off in May. Look at that picture there, look at that. So what happened? Bradley gets bored, right? Because he's not on telly enough. I'm surprised he's not hosting Loose Women. OK, so we've known...
Give him a frock, he would.
Well, yeah, we've known each other 40 years. We used to do all the TV shows, talent shows, touring as comics back in the day. And for years he kept saying, the four of us should get together and do a show together. And I'm like, shut up, Bradley, just go and do another TV show, whatever you're doing. Anyway, he came to see us Christmas, and he got the four of us together. He said, we've got this one night he's been given at the Palladium. He said, do you fancy doing it? And we're like, really? OK, you know what, we'll go and do it. Not knowing, within something like 8 hours, it sold out. And we could have done a week at the Palladium. We got a 15-piece orchestra. Then we did another gig down in Fareham, opened a new theatre. And then someone come along and Bradley says, listen, there's a potential 22-date UK tour.
No way.
So we are going on tour in May. If you want to know the dates, it's going to be on This Morning website. So you're committed now.
We'll
so
put all
we
the
kick
dates
off in Scotland.
And you're going on a tour bus. Did you say that Joe's going to be driving?
Yeah, so we said it's only going to be the four of us. So we've got mates and family saying, no one's coming. Come to the show, but four of us are going to travel together. I think either Brian or Squeaky's going to drive. I can't be bothered. Bradley certainly won't be bothered. And we're all talking about our playlist music. And in the theatres, we share a dressing room.
You share a dressing room?
All four of us share a dressing room. And now we're talking about maybe even...
Don't say you're going to share a bedroom, share lodgings.
We might do that. We might...
Old school, go back
We're just
like
going to go and stay, maybe in bed and breakfasts and just share a room.
Brilliant. This is a documentary I want to see.
Not sure ITV can afford it, but I think it's
very
a good
expensive.
idea.
The talent's very expensive.
Tell me about it.
The therapy that were needed by the four of you to get over it on the other side as well.
So 22. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, Shane, that'd be awesome.
We'll rehearse for about 10 minutes.
Yes, and that'll be too much.
It's going to be smooth.
So please come and see it.
We'd love to.
Can we?
We would absolutely
Can I
love
just
to.
pick up that I was #1?
Oh,
What?
yes, of course.
Now, I've heard about this debacle.
We've got time for this, OK? Don't worry
really.
about the weather. OK, it's raining. That's all you need to know, no matter what part of the country you're in. So here's the thing. So 2002.
Yes.
I had a #1. Right,
So
Kat,
upset.
write it in there, girl.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, but whenever every time I'm on gigs with my band, I've gone, here goes, here's my #1 song, I'm Your Man. My kids and the missus go, no, it wasn't #1, it was #2.
It was
Here we
#2.
go. No, shut your face, Ben, it was #1. Now,
Will
because
Young-
I'll tell you why, I always say on stage, because Kat Deely told me I was #1. Kat, tell a story.
I didn't remember any of
You've
this
gone all
at
brummy
all.
on me now.
I didn't
No, yeah.
So you claim that CD UK said Shane Ritchie's #1.
#1, and you
with
had the
I'm Your Man.
The #1. Did you ever get a #1?
No, that's why I've come here today.
Because you didn't
Oh,
get
well, I
#1.
don't
You were
have
#2.
any more of those.
Will Young.
It-
no,
if you want to leave right now.
Right.
This was #1.
OK, take him off. OK, I went to #1 for about 20 minutes.
Did you?
Yes, you know I did, because you said you Shane Ritchie's #1. Well, we need to find that footage.
We'll find it. We'll
If someone
find
can
it.
find the footage and prove it,
Kat
at
Deely
least.
going, Shane Ritchie's #1.
Shane Ritchie, #2.
Terrible. The lies I told.
Thank you for coming in, Shane. Lovely to
Thank
see you.
you. Ben.
Nice
Wish
seeing
we had
you.
more time. Of course, EastEnders continues tonight at 7:30 on BBC One and BBC iPlayer, and we will put the dates of your tour, the Pratt Pack tour, on the app.
And can we come one night and heckle you from the audience?
I'm in.
We will.
You can sing your #2 hit.
Right, that's it. Right, that's it. I'm going off to do the one show. I don't want to be here no more.
Hello. We've got lots. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.